our garage door broke on us. That spring up there just broke. So I called around. I haven't really worked on garage doors very much, but I called around, and to have a company come out and replace, I think one spring was like 100 to 150 is what a couple people quoted me. And most likely if one spring goes bad, the other spring is going to go bad too. It's like an age thing. The spring eventually wears out. I was also looking at my cables and some of the other components, and they're all frayed even though they're metal wire cables. So this garage door needs a little bit more than just springs. It needs kind of a full tune-up. Anyway, so would have cost me like $300 minimum, probably more, to go with somebody else. I found a kit online where you can order the springs, the new cable, new bearings, and some tools and stuff that it needs. I got that from Garage Door Nation for $169, and we're gonna try changing this out right now. By the way, they have a bunch of YouTube videos themselves where they show how to install all this. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a step-by-step, but not really. So if I miss a step or if I go too fast or something, then you can just jump onto their stuff. First thing we need to do is start by loosening the good spring. I need to take it apart, but I need to be careful because it's got a bunch of tension in there. Those springs are wrapped up, and I'll show you how to do that. And once I get my springs off and I know that there's no tension on that bar, then I'll take that bar all the way off and start replacing some parts.
Don't die, please. Don't whip yourself up, please.
Yeah, so this is a little bit of a dangerous, I mean, it doesn't seem that dangerous to me, but it can be a little bit of a dangerous part of this job. This spring is spring-loaded, if you would. You have to hold the tension back as you loosen this. If I were to just loosen this, this spring would go shooting around and potentially whack you in the face or do some damage. Okay, so now this is loose and my bar is pushing up against the garage door itself. So now you kind of walk this. Alright, I've got my springs loose now. Now I'm going to take them apart there in the middle and slide these to the ends, and then we're going to loosen up this bar and slide everything off the end of the bar so I can slide on my new stuff. So there's 2 bolts on this I'm going to loosen. Before I loosen that and take it all the way off, I need to mark where it is so that I can match it when I put it back up. So I thought I could just slide this out, but this isn't sliding on the bar this way, probably just because of the junk on it, corrosion or whatever. But I am replacing these brackets anyway, these brackets and bearings anyway. So 2 bolts takes that off. So it just has a little bolt without any threads that slides through there, a pin that holds this cable on. And then when this is mounted on there, you can't back out of this pin. It's just the design of it, keeps it in place. And I'm ready to go back together with this thing. Alright, so I got my ends all back together. Now I need to mount this guy. Alright, so that's all on there and tight. Now it's time for me to tighten my springs. And if you draw a line on this, then as you tighten it, you'll be able to see how many turns you've gone. Okay, so now I'm ready to start tightening these, and again, this is the dangerous part. You want the tension to be pulling on your cables on the end to be rolling them up, which means I need to go clockwise. And I struggled to find a place where it would tell me how tight to turn these. All I could find was something that said 7.5 was the average. So I'm going to turn these 7 and then I'll just feel it. You want the garage door to stay down on its own and then to lift halfway and stay halfway at its own. And then when you lift it all the way up, it should stay all the way up on its own. And that's how you know it's got a good tension to it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, there's my 7. That definitely is already making a difference. Let's get my other one on there.
Stop.
That was pretty good. Okay. I think I need to go tighter. That feels like quite a bit of weight still. Yeah, it's not holding itself at middle. I need to go tighter. I'm ready to be done, Sarah. Oh. Daddy didn't like that.